The Ermox Defense X-Fire, something that I think was a pretty cool gun, but maybe slightly misunderstood. Doing a quick revisit, figured I'd bring you guys along. That's what's coming up next on GB Guns. Really cool gun from a company I previously hadn't heard of. Fortunately at IWA Classics, the I guess you could say SHOT Show of Europe, but a little more classy, in Germany, we were able to finally meet these guys, and hopefully should have some more stuff from them coming up for you guys soon. I say misunderstood because a lot of people said, oh, it's a budget Glock clone, made it with aluminum frame. If it's a Glock clone, then why does it only take the barrel and magazine from Glock? Seems like a pretty lousy clone, right? We've got aluminum frame, we've got full length rails, a lot of interesting features on this. There were a few things I didn't like on the shape of the tang back here, but that was just my hand. I don't recall if Tia had any issues with it, but I thought I'd bring it out again. And even though I love the fiber optics that it comes with, I threw a dot on here since so many of you insist on dots. Let me make sure it's still working. There we go. I've got a Primary Arms Classic Series. Why such a cheap dot gram? Well, one, I don't have a ton of money and nobody's throwing dots at me. Two, it's an affordable gun. So I've got some 15 rounds of Fiocchi 115 grain through here, and I figured I'd give it some more shots and see if any additional thoughts come to mind. As far as magazines, I'm using a Bull Armory magazine. These have the base plate that has little wings on them in case you don't know how to clear a Type 3 malfunction, and it fits beautifully with the Ermox, like it was made for it. Pretty cool piece. Where's my dot? There we go. So I was just shooting something with a totally different grip angle. There's that heavy trigger I remember. And I do recall some folks saying that you can swap some Glock springs in to change the trigger. I don't like to modify review guns, so that when I do something like this, I can give you guys the true, honest, this is how it is out of the box feel. Trigger is indeed heavier than I want. Accuracy is certainly there, and we have tried other aftermarket Glock compatible barrels in this and not had any issues there, so that works. Really comfy to shoot. Just easy to shoot. I'm not feeling the tang issues that I recall from the first one. I am getting a little bit of magazine pinch on my pinky. That's something that's always happened to me on Glock 19 sized guns, just because my pinky tends to fall right in that crack between the magazine and the magwell. It's a me thing. It's a good shooter. I tell you, with a lighter trigger, or maybe, yeah, lighter trigger, this thing would be loads of fun, but this trigger weight is not inappropriate for carry. In fact, it's probably a good one for a high stress shoot. You're not going to accidentally fire. So I don't consider that a fault. Really nicely made piece. This one was imported by PW Arms in Redmond, Washington. There is another US importer bringing in another Ermox product, one we gave you a sneak peek of in our IWA show coverage last February, March, whenever that was, forget. But hopefully we'll have that on the channel soon. This is a neat piece. It's extra weight, makes me think I wouldn't want to carry it per se, yet the trigger is a little more carry than range. That kind of makes it fall between two places in ways that I'm not sure of. But it's super affordable, very beautifully made. Check the pinned comment for the original full review. You guys will see close-ups there of how gorgeous this thing really is. It's a neat piece that I think is just trying to find its notch. And from what I've heard from Ermox, they've made some rolling changes. This is a very early one. 392 is my serial. They've made some rolling changes, and there are probably some other models coming to the States soon as well. So keep an eye out for it. It shocked me as a guy that's been reviewing guns for 9 years, covered over 400 models of handguns, to roll across a company I hadn't heard of before. We're going to see an explosion in the next year or two of handgun makers out of Turkey, thanks to relaxation in some of the policies they had about barrel making or something like that. I don't know the full details, but I've been told by many friends in the industry, you're going to see a lot of them, and that is great. Whether or not you like turkey, I know a lot of people, every time I say turkey, they get on this big political tirade thing. I don't care about that. I look at private citizens, private companies, and more importantly, guns. Having more on the market is always a good thing for the consumer. It causes competition, and competition either causes lower prices or bigger variety as companies do what they can to stand out. So we all benefit. I don't care if you want to buy one or not. Be happy that it's on the market, because for every new model that's on the market, other models have to compete harder for your dollar. That's called a free economy. Anyways, off the economics, that was my revisit of the Ermox Defense X-Fire. I'm curious to hear how many of you picked one up or saw one, how many of you hadn't seen one before and missed the original full review. It's kind of one of those interesting ones. YouTube loves to bury the videos of my channels, so there's a chance that you missed those entirely, even if you were a subscriber. And that, of course, is why we have gbgunsdepot.com. You can sign up there and sign up for the email list specifically. Every time I publish, which is once or twice a week, I send an email. That's all I send in those emails. No marketing schemes or any of that kind of stuff. It's just a place that I can try to reach you with fewer filters than what YouTube has going on for us here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.